Romance anime gets a bad reputation. People hear the word and immediately think cringe confessions, misunderstandings that drag on for 50 episodes, and a main character who somehow doesn't notice that 5 different girls are in love with him. And yeah, some of that is real. But here's the thing. When romance anime is done right, nothing in all of fiction hits harder. Not movies, not novels, not live-action dramas. Nothing. Because the best romance anime don't just show you 2 people falling in love. They make you feel it. They make you root so hard for 2 characters that when things finally come together, you're sitting there alone in the dark, ugly crying into your pillow at AM. Don't pretend that hasn't happened to you. Today I'm counting down the 10 greatest romance anime ever made, my personal 2025 ranking, based on storytelling, emotional impact, character chemistry, and lasting legacy. And I promise you, my number 1 pick is going to start some arguments. Let's get into it. Before we start, if romance anime is your thing, make sure you subscribe because I cover this stuff all the time. Number 10. Toradora. If you've been in the anime community for more than 5 minutes, you already know this one. Toradora is the gold standard of the tsundere romance done right. For the uninitiated, Ryuji is a gentle, kind guy who looks intimidating because of his eyes. Taiga is a tiny, ferocious girl with a mouth like a weapon and a heart she refuses to show anyone. They make a deal. Help each other get with their respective crushes. You already know how that ends. But here's what makes Toradora special. It's not just the romance, it's the journey. Watching Taiga slowly, reluctantly, terrifyingly fall in love is one of the most satisfying character arcs in anime. She fights it every step of the way, and that's exactly why when she finally breaks, it absolutely wrecks you. The Christmas episode alone should be considered a masterpiece. Toradora has been around since 2008, and it still holds up in 2025. That's not an accident. That's a classic. Number 10, but honestly, some days it feels like a top 5. Number 9, Horimiya. Okay, so here's what makes Horimiya different from almost every other romance anime on this list. It's refreshingly normal. No love triangles stretching across 100 episodes, no ridiculous misunderstandings keeping the couple apart, no villain ex-girlfriend drama. Just 2 people who are hiding who they really are, discovering each other, and slowly, genuinely falling in love. Hori is the perfect popular girl at school, but at home, she's a tired older sister raising her little brother while her parents are away. Miyamura looks quiet and plain at school, but outside he has tattoos, piercings, and a darkness in his past he doesn't talk about. When they discover each other's secrets, something clicks, and what I love about Horimiya is that they actually get together early. The romance isn't about will they, won't they for 12 episodes. It's about what happens after. The awkwardness, the vulnerability, the learning how to actually be with someone. That's rare in anime, and it's beautiful. Horimiya is the romance anime you recommend to someone who says they don't like romance anime. Number 8. Your Lie in April. I need you to brace yourself for this one. Your Lie in April is technically a music anime, but at its heart, it's a love story. One of the most painfully beautiful love stories ever put to screen. Kosei Arima was a piano prodigy who, after the death of his mother, loses the ability to hear his own playing. He stops. He goes gray inside. Then he meets Kaori. Kaori is a violinist, wild, free, loud, alive. Everything Kosei isn't anymore. She crashes into his life like a comet, and slowly, painfully, she pulls him back into music, back into color, back into feeling. I'm going to be careful here because I don't want to spoil anything for those who haven't seen it, but I will say this. Your Lie in April does something that very few romance stories are brave enough to do, and it will stay with you for days, weeks, maybe longer. The animation is gorgeous, the music is transcendent, and the final episode is one of the most emotionally devastating things I have ever watched. If you haven't seen this, please clear your schedule, get tissues, and do not watch it in public. You've been warned. Number 7. Fruits Basket, the 2019 remake. Now, the original 2001 version is a classic, but the remake is something else entirely. For those who don't know, Fruits Basket follows Toru Honda, a high school girl who ends up living with the Soma family, a family cursed to transform into animals of the Chinese zodiac when hugged by the opposite sex. Yes, that's the premise, and yes, it works. But Fruits Basket is not really about the curse, it's about trauma. It's about what happens to people who were never shown love growing up, and how one genuinely good person can slowly, quietly change that. Toru Honda is one of the most beloved protagonists in anime history, and for good reason. She's not naive, she's not a pushover. She chooses kindness as a conscious act in a world that has given her so many reasons not to. Her relationship with Kyo, the cat of the zodiac, the one who doesn't belong, is one of the most emotionally layered romances in this entire genre. This show will heal something in you that you didn't even know was broken. Fruits Basket, 2019, number 7. And honestly, it might be number 1 for a lot of you watching. Number 6. Kaguya-sama, Love is War. Okay, change of pace. Let's have some fun. Kaguya-sama has one of the most ridiculous premises in romance anime history. Kaguya Shinomiya and Miyuki Shirogane are the two most elite students at their prestigious school. They are both brilliant, both proud, both completely, obviously in love with each other. But neither one will confess, because in their minds, whoever confesses first loses. So instead of just talking like normal human beings, they wage psychological warfare on each other every single episode, trying to trick the other person into confessing first. It sounds absurd, and it is, but it is executed with such precision and comedic genius that it becomes one of the most addictive romance anime ever made. Season 3, Kaguya-sama, Love is War, the first kiss that never ends, is peak romance anime. The payoff that series delivers is earned in a way that few shows manage, and ultra romantic. If you know, you know. Kaguya-sama proves that romance anime doesn't have to be sad to be great. It can be smart, funny, competitive, and still absolutely wreck your heart when the moment finally comes. Number 6. And Climbing. Number 5. Violet Evergarden. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Is Violet Evergarden even a romance? And technically, no, not in the traditional sense. But the love at the center of this story is one of the most profound and heartbreaking things anime has ever explored. Violet Evergarden is a former child soldier, a girl who was used as a weapon for so long she doesn't understand human emotion. After the war, she becomes an auto-memory doll, someone who writes letters on behalf of others who can't express their feelings. And through writing other people's love, she slowly begins to understand the love that was given to her, the love she lost, the love she never got to respond to. The Major's final words to her, that thread running through the entire series, I love you. Violet spends the whole show learning what that means. The Kyoto Animation production on this show is the most beautiful animation ever put into a television series, full stop, no debate. But beyond the visuals, Violet Evergarden is a meditation on love, grief, and the letters we never got to send. It belongs on this list. It deserves to be here. And the movie will end you completely. Number 4. Anohimita Hana no Namae wo Boku Tachi wa Mada Shiranai, or as literally everyone calls it, Anohana. This show is 11 episodes long. 11 episodes, and it will hollow you out completely. Anohana follows a group of childhood friends who drifted apart after the accidental death of their friend Menma when they were kids. Years later, Menma's ghost appears to Jintan, the boy who loved her, asking him to grant her final wish so she can move on. The catch? Nobody else can see her. Anohana is a story about grief, guilt, unspoken love, and the weight of the things we never said to the people we lost. Every character in this show is carrying something, a version of love they never got to complete. And watching all of it unravel, watching them finally face what they buried, is one of the most cathartic experiences anime has to offer. The final episode, The Field, what Menma says, I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to spoil it, just watch it, and then sit quietly for a while afterward. Anohana, number 4, a masterpiece. Number 3, Clannad After Story. We need to talk about this one seriously. Clannad as a whole is a beloved romance anime. Tomoya and Nagisa's story through high school is sweet, warm, and genuinely moving. But After Story is not just a romance anime. It is one of the greatest pieces of storytelling in the history of the medium, full stop. After Story picks up where Clannad ends, after the confession, after the relationship, after school. It follows Tomoya and Nagisa into adulthood, into marriage, into real life, into the messy, beautiful, devastating reality of what love actually looks like when the honeymoon phase ends and life starts happening to you. I cannot tell you what happens in After Story without ruining it, but I will tell you this. There is a moment in this show that is considered by thousands of anime fans to be the single most emotionally devastating moment in anime history. Not the saddest scene, the most devastating, because it's not just sad, it's realistic. It's the kind of pain that people actually experience, the kind that changes you. Clannad After Story doesn't just make you cry, it makes you call someone you love afterward. Number 3, and for many people, number 1. Number 2, Your Name, Kimi no Nawa. Yes, I'm counting the movie, because leaving Your Name off a greatest romance anime list would be criminal. Makoto Shinkai's 2016 masterpiece is the highest-grossing anime film of all time, and it deserves every single yen. Taki and Mitsuha are two teenagers who have never met. One lives in Tokyo, one lives in a small rural town, and inexplicably, they begin switching bodies. They leave each other notes. They communicate through memory and touch and the lives they temporarily inhabit. They fall in love with someone they've never actually met, someone they're not even sure is real. And then the switching stops. What follows is one of the most beautiful and agonizing race-against-time love stories ever told. Your Name works because it taps into something universal, the feeling that somewhere out there is a person you're supposed to find, and the terrifying question of what if you almost miss them? The ending, the stares, the question they ask each other. Your Name is not just a great anime romance, it's one of the greatest love stories ever told in any medium. Number 2. And my number 1, the greatest romance anime ever made, Clannad After Story. I already talked about it at number 3. Wait, I'm kidding. My number 1 is Kaguya-sama Love is War. I know, hear me out. Every other show on this list makes you cry. Every other show destroys you emotionally, and those are all valid and beautiful things. But Kaguya-sama does something harder. It makes you happy. It makes you laugh until you can't breathe. It makes you root so desperately for two incredibly stubborn idiots to just talk to each other. It builds tension out of absolutely nothing, and somehow makes a student council meeting feel like the highest stakes moment in anime history. And when the payoff comes, when all of that brilliant comedic tension finally collapses into something real and vulnerable and honest, it hits just as hard as any tragedy on this list. Kaguya-sama proves that romance doesn't need to be painful to be profound. Sometimes the greatest love story is the one that makes you smile so wide your face hurts. That's my number one. Fight me in the comments. And that is my ranking, the 10 greatest romance anime ever made in 2025. Now, I know you have opinions. I know some of you are furious that Origairu isn't on here. Some of you are upset about Sword Art Online. Some of you think your name should be number one, and you're probably right. That's what the comment section is for. Drop your personal top 3 romance anime below. I genuinely want to know. If you want a part 2 where I cover 10 more romance anime that almost made this list, comment part 2 and I'll make it happen. And if you're new here and this video hit you in the right way, subscribe. I make videos like this all the time and I don't want you to miss the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.